Hello and welcome back, team, to the live stream. It is, what is the date? The 14th of May, Tuesday, the 14th of May. So, welcome back, team. Of course, we're going to run through Bitcoin, run through the analysis. I'm probably going to keep the stream a little bit shorter than usual today, just because there isn't really anything going on. But of course, there are some, important things that we need to be aware of, remain aware of, and yeah, we can talk about those as well. Of course, if you've got any questions, put them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer any questions. But yeah, as of right now, nothing has changed with my trades. Okay, so the most recent trade that I've entered into, of course, is the long trade from here. We can actually pull it up like this. There we go. So yeah, so the most recent long trade that I took was this yeah, failed auction of the range low. Okay, gave us a really nice simple long trade setup with a simple invalidation, and you can see that trade has been really profitable. Before that, we had a short trade from up here, short trade from up here, and short trade from up here. I'm still in those short trades. So yeah, and we are actually seeing price pull back as of now. So for me, this pullback was actually a good pullback, to be honest with you. We can actually, we'll of course go into all of this as well. So let's just refresh it. Let's have a look. So I actually quite liked this pullback. So the pullback, which happened over the course of this morning, like early this morning here in the UK. So this is midnight, all the way through till yeah, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, this was a really nice pullback, to be honest with you. Open interest is just increasing as we're seeing this price decrease, which is good. We weren't really seeing the negative delta and the volume coming in. Looking at it, it's like this is to be expected, where we now just see some choppy price action, some boring price action, because there just wasn't any participants there. Yes, we were seeing new shorts, like all the shorts that we were seeing open up, okay, were new shorts, right? They were new short trades, okay? So initially, this is a nice pullback, but again, right, it's not the most sustainable pullback because we need all of these things aligning, okay? The team, of course, hear me say it a lot that for a nice pullback, right, we need everything aligning. Okay, so we need, of course, price pulling back, we need CVD pulling back, we need negative delta, and we need some high volume with increasing open interest. That is like a perfect, sustainable pullback, and that's what we want to see. In a case like this, where price is pulling back, CVD is pulling back, open interest is increasing, but then delta's low, volume's low. Okay, yes, it's a nice pullback, but we're not going to see a huge pullback because there isn't enough participants there to push that price much lower, right? And again, it goes for, say we do have a lot of negative delta, we do have a lot of volume, and we do see price pulling back, and we do see CVD ticking towards the downside. Okay, it looks like a good pullback, it does. But then if you have open interest, instead of increasing, which is of course new shorts, we have it decreasing. Okay, this is what we class as a weak pullback. And I say this again to the team all of the time, right? I'm letting them know when I see weak pullbacks, because let's say open interest wasn't increasing here. Let's say it was decreasing. Okay, so we had open interest decreasing here instead of increasing. This would have been a weak pullback. And I'll be saying to the team right from here, okay, I would expect price to rise, okay, because we've had a weak pullback. The expectation is that we give all of that price action back. For me right now, we don't actually have to see a rise here, to be honest with you. For me, I'm actually still favoring the downside because, this pullback here is good. If we're zooming out in the grand scheme of things, right, the pullback has been pretty good in general. We've had open interest increasing over time, which is good, okay, as price has been pulling back. It's not been perfect, okay, but it doesn't really have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can just very clearly see from like the start of the downtrend from, where are we? 65, 500. Okay. Ever since the start of that downtrend around this area here, we can see open interest has increased over time. Okay. So we know that the shorts that are opening up are new shorts. Okay, that we know that they are new shorts. Again, it's not perfect. Okay, it's not perfect, but again, it's very clear to see. We just look at the start of the move, right? We look at the start of the move, we can see open interest has been increasing over time. So it's very, very simple. This is a good pullback, right? We're even zooming in here. Okay, this has been a good pullback for me as of now. Okay, now looking at this price action here, we can see open interest is decreasing, but nothing is happening, right? Look at this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 30-minute candles, right? 4 hours of just price going sideways between 61,000 and 62,275, right? That's been the price range for Bitcoin. Okay. It's been in a range of $1,275. It's a very, very small range for Bitcoin. Okay. So open interest decreasing here, not really not too worried about this because price is just consolidating, literally just consolidating. So I'm not too fussed about that. But yeah, again, I'm in a long trade, right? I'm in a long trade, but again, I'm still more short on the market, especially because I mucked up my take profit on here. I took too much profit. I'd still ideally like to be more long than I am at this moment in time. Again, I do have another trade open on my other account as well. So I do still have another nice long trade, but with this one, you can see I've taken over $4,000 profit, and I only wanted to take around $3,000 in a profit, so I still would have like 1,000 left in the trade. Yeah, give or take some, but yeah, I mucked that up, but I'm still long. I would like to be more long because I understand, right? We've still formed a failed auction of this range low, even though my bias is more short. I'd still, this was a good setup. It was a really, really nice entry from here. It was a really nice entry. So I was really happy with that long trade, and yeah, I would still be happy to be more long from that price because the expectation is really that we are looking for like the mid range of the parallel channel. Of course, it may not happen, and that's why we take profit along the way up, right? We take profit along the way up because we don't know for sure if price is going to do that. Okay, but again, expectation really is that we do come and at least see mid-range of the parallel channel. Do I expect it? Not really, but we're going off of statistics here, really. And statistically speaking, price, if we form a failed auction of a range low, we do come to the mid-range. But then we're looking at this as, is this really a range? Should we be looking at this as a parallel range? I have this thought going around in my head as well. Should we be looking at this as a parallel range? Because we're not actually, we're not actually testing range high here, are we? Yes, we've, well, previously we weren't testing range low. And then we finally did, and then we got to move towards the upside. But looking at this, you could actually argue that maybe we're just we are in a downtrending parallel channel, something like this. Okay, and you could be looking at this rather than looking at it as just a parallel channel, right? A horizontal parallel channel. And you can see here, right? We've actually already tested the mid range here. So what have we done? Well, we formed a failed auction of the range low here again, and we entered into the long trade here. Okay, we entered into the long trade. Remember, I actually shared this one on live stream. I showed you me entering into the trade on that live stream there. So yeah, this wasn't just for the team. It was for you guys as well who are subscribed. But I entered into that long trade there. And even if we were looking at it like this, okay, as a downtrending parallel channel, you can see it's been really well respected, even back here. Okay, let's get rid of the fixed range so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, even back here, before we entered in, doing? Before we entered into it, we used it as resistance there. You can see how perfect this is. Okay, support here, right? Support all along here. You can see, looking at this now, I'm thinking, right, maybe we should be looking at it like this rather than looking at it, with the horizontal range. But I love horizontal ranges so much that they're just always the easiest way to look at it in my eyes, to be honest with you. But yeah, we can be looking at this as like a downtrending parallel channel, and then what we can actually see here, and is actually giving more bearish signs rather than bullish, is that we've actually formed a failed auction of the range low. We've come up to the mid range, used it as a resistance, and we are now getting a rejection. Okay, so if we're looking at it like this, we've already tapped mid range. Okay, we've already tapped mid range, and now we're getting the pullback, possibly coming to break out again. Okay, and getting that like clean breakout, because this isn't a clean breakout, is it? What we've done is we've broken out, we've reclaimed it, okay, and then we've seen higher prices. So it's not a clean breakout, it's a failed auction, a fake out, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, if we do get a clean breakout the second time, which to be honest, I'd expect it, because statistically speaking, again, when we get a fake out, if we come back down and we test it again and we break out, we do tend to see a pretty sharp move down or up, okay, depending on where price is going, up or down. So yeah, if we're looking at it like this, it's actually looking more bearish, right? It's looking more bearish, and we've already tapped the mid range of the channel. So yeah, maybe my mistake is going to be a blessing in disguise, right? Taking more profit at higher prices. Well, yeah, taking more profit up here when I wanted to take profit up here. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise, okay, because we've actually already tapped the mid-range here, and now we're coming down to take out this low here, possibly. Of course, there's the long trade from here. If we get it, okay, I will take it, and that's if, because remember, it's never set in stone that I'm going to trade a level. I have to see, the bullish confirmation, the bullish reaction, the bullish confluence, right, before I enter into a long trade. If I don't see what I want to see down here, then I'm targeting lower prices. Okay, I'm looking for a clean break, and then I'm targeting. Actually, we can pull it up. I'm targeting. Well, yeah, 51,700. It's not actually on the MPO. It's not the MPOCs, POCs there. So yeah, 51,700. That's where I would be targeting. And of course, you guys know this, and I'm looking to. That's where I'm looking to take more profit on these trades here, these short trades that I have here. So yeah, I'm still nicely short as well. I think I have one more short trade on another account as well. Again, I always lose track, to be honest with you. I have so many accounts. But yeah, ever since the UK government sort of ruined my use of exchanges, I've had to have an absurd amount of accounts. Yeah, I remember the days when I was on Bybit. You could link. I had like 5 accounts linked all to one account, and it just made it so simple, so simple. Because you have to remember, right? I can't open up. Say I'm in a short trade. Okay, I enter into a short trade on one exchange. Then I'll enter into another short. Okay, and then say I want to enter into a new short trade. I could either add to the short trade. That's a possibility. But say I want to enter into a new short trade, then I'll have to use this. I can use the same exchange, but I'll have to use like a USDT pair rather than the USD pair. Okay, so then I've used both of my options. But then say I want to open up a third short trade, then I have no opportunity to do that. I would have to actually add to the short trades that I have already. So let's say the USD pair or the USDT pair, I would have to add on to one of those. If I don't want to do that, okay, then because maybe it's just like a day trade. Maybe it's something that I'm only looking to enter into for a day. So I want to have a new account, okay, and then on that new account I'll have, of course, two more opportunities to short, okay, because I can short with the USDT pair and I can short with the USD pair. Okay, that's exactly what I have as of right now. I have a short open on the USDT pair, and I have a short open up on the Bitcoin pair, Bitcoin USD pair as well. So I've used both of my options on here. Like I can enter into a long trade on this, okay, because I've used the BTC USDT pair. And I have another opportunity to enter into a long trade on this account with the BTC USD. But yeah, if I wanted to enter into another long trade on top of that, I have to have another account, which is sometimes it's annoying. It is annoying, to be honest with you, because you can only be logged in to one account at a time. So yeah, on your computer, well, like on Google, I can only be logged into one account at once. I can't have two windows open with two different accounts. So one of them I have on my phone, one of them I have on my computer, and then I have some others, but I don't. Yeah, they're not my main. I have two main accounts, to be honest. But yeah, I need to get out of this country and find somewhere that I can actually use my preferred exchange, which is Bybit. Mexi's good. Mexi's really good for fees as well. I do really like the fees on Mexi. Better than Bybit. I can hold my hands up on that. They're better than Bybit's, but yeah, Bybit is just it's never failed me whatsoever. And of course, I trade on the Bybit index as well. It's just the best exchange with the best liquidity. So that's why I trade on that. Okay, so we are seeing a pullback as of now. Yeah, open interest is still decreasing, but again, like I said at the start, right? We're just in a very tight range. Okay, for the past 4 hours, we've been in a very tight range. So if we can actually break below the range, okay, so break below $61,000, then I'd like to see open interest increasing again. That's when I'd like to see open interest increasing again. If we do get a break below $61,000 and we get continuation, right? So if we're going to get continuation lower, I would like to see an increase in open interest, giving us that confirmation that move is a strong move towards the downside. If we continue to see open interest decreasing as price is pulling back, then I'm going to hold my hands up and I'm going to say, right, this is looking like a weak pullback, okay? So we can actually expect price to rise, and we can possibly look for a long trade if we do see that. So say we come down to the low at $60,100, is it? Well, let's get the exact low. Yeah, $60,102. If we get a weak pullback into that level and we form maybe a failed auction or an SFP of that level, I'd actually be interested in entertaining a long trade from there, to be honest with you. I'd be happy to do that. Even though it's not one of my major levels, of course, like my major levels are here. Okay, those are my major levels that I'm looking to take a short trade from here, a long trade from here. And then, of course, we have these internal levels. I'm not really looking to short this internal level here, just because if we come up here, I would just expect this high to be taken out because we also have the POC of the range that we are in confluence with that as well. So, yeah, to be honest, I would just expect that high to be taken out. But with this one here, because we're so far away from this low, if we get a weak pullback, the expectation is that we give that weak pullback back, as in we get a rise. Okay, so I'd like to see some sort of bullish confirmation, bullish confluence, bullish reaction down here, i.e. maybe a swing failure pattern or a failed auction. Okay, either one of those. In confluence with a weak pullback. And then, of course, I want to see nice bullish reaction on the order flow as well. And I'd be happy to entertain a long trade there. Of course, I'm not going to be expecting all-time high from this long trade. No, that's not the case. I'm expecting to take profit at around $63,500. That's where I'd be looking to take profit if I was to enter into this long trade here. So yeah, it could be just like a nice little day trade, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out. We'll just have to see how it plays out, because we may see open interest actually increasing as we come down to this level here, and we get a break towards the downside, and then we just continue lower, right? That's a possibility. So, I'm just looking at scenarios here, looking at bringing scenarios to the table, putting plans out on the table for us to trade, right? It's just very, very simple. I have a plan, and then I just trade that plan. So, of course, I've mentioned my plan so many times because price just hasn't reached our levels yet. But yeah, we have the high up here in confluence with the POC here. I'd be more than happy to short this if we see what I want to see at this level. Okay, we swing failure pattern this, we failed auction this, and any one of those, I'd be happy to take a short trade off of that. Again, from the low here, we can see the exact same setup. I would like to see that for a nice long trade there. And yeah, those are the major levels, right? But again, I'd entertain a long here. I'd be happy to do that. I would be happy to do that. Looking at Ethereum, again, that's pulling back. Nothing too exciting here on Ethereum, to be honest with you. Yeah, Ethereum has been so nice to trade recently. I've taken so many really nice trades, and I actually missed some, and I was a bit gutted about missing some of these trades. There was even a long trade from here that I missed, a short trade from here that I missed, even a short trade from here that I missed as well. And now what we're seeing, you can see, right, how big these moves have been, but then you can see how narrow these moves are now getting. And of course, we're going to get a big move. But yeah, I just want to see big moves like this again, because these were such nice trades on Ethereum, just such easy, simple trades. So of course, yeah, I'm going to be looking for more of those. But yeah, we're just seeing price constrict just a little bit now. So yeah, hopefully we can find a nice entry on Ethereum before we do get another big move. As of yet, I haven't seen any. There's been like an intraday long trade there. Okay, but I'm looking at possibly this low, preferably this low down here. See if we can take this. Maybe we have some daily naked point of control at that level, weekly, monthly naked point of control. Let's have a look. What price level are we looking at? So 28, 10, 27, 780. Nothing down here. I don't even reckon we'll go monthly down here. No, that's too low. I mean, we have previous month low coming in at around that level, 2780. Yeah, so we have previous, it is previous month low. I'm just trying to look for confluence down here, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to look for confluence. I mean, it is previous month low, so we can take that as some sign of confluence, right? It's not the best, but if we get a bullish reaction off of it, it could be a nice long entry, to be honest. Um, so yeah, if we do get a nice bullish reaction off of it, I'd be looking to enter into a long trade down here. Um, of course, it'd be a nice simple long entry with a nice simple invalidation. If we don't get the long trade there, then we're just looking at lower prices for Ethereum, really. And again, like on Bitcoin, there isn't really much support. So, we could see price pullback pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, this pullback's been good. Do you see here, right? This is an example of it, okay? This is an example. So this pullback here happened on a decrease of open interest, okay? What we've got here is lots of negative delta, lots of high volume, okay? CVD ticking towards the downside, price moving towards the downside, right? Those are all bearish signs, but then you take a look at the open interest, and that's when you see open interest decreasing. So you're right. You think to yourself, right, this is actually quite bullish. This is quite a bullish move towards the downside. Okay. What happens after? Price rises. Okay. Price rises, giving back all of this weak pullback here. Okay. All of this weak pullback. Very, very simple. Okay. Yes, it didn't come all the way up to the top, but it came close, right? It gave like 80% of the move back. And this is what we tend to see. And this was actually it was an okay rise. Again, not it's not the best. It's not the best rise, but it's an okay rise, right? Open interest is increasing. Then we get the pullback here. Open interest is increasing on this pullback. So this is a strong pullback. So looking at this, I'm thinking, right, price doesn't have to rise here. It doesn't have to. Okay, if open interest was decreasing on this, I'd say, right, we kind of have to see price rise here. If it doesn't, then it's just getting more and more and more bullish as we go down. Okay, so at some point, of course, at some point it is going to rise, but it's just getting more bullish, and at some point it is going to rise pretty locally. So yeah, this is good. So I don't necessarily need to see Ethereum rise, to be honest with you. And then, of course, yes, we've had open interest decrease here. But what's Ethereum been between? We've been between 2,868 and around 2,964, right? So we've been very constricted here. So, yeah, not too fussed about that at all. Again, here, right? It's just, I love these examples, okay? So on the start of the move, okay, and we actually gave the start of the move back anyway, but on the start of the move towards the downside, open interest was increasing. Okay, you can see slight increase in open interest, and then we see open interest decreasing. Okay, decreasing. Then what happens, right? Price gives all of that back, right? Price gives all of this pullback straight back, coming pretty much all the way up to the top. Okay, where, yeah, we didn't have to give this bit back here just because open interest was increasing there. But ever since, open interest started to decrease, we actually gave it back instantly. Okay, we got a pullback, gave it back straight away, then a move lower. So this is what I like to look at when entering into a trade. Okay, this is what I like to look at. So if price is going to come down to 27,780, okay, at the low here, and we actually see open interest decreasing as price is pulling back into that, and we see negative delta, we see nice volume. Okay, if we see all of that, then I'm thinking to myself, right, this is a weak pullback. Okay, we're coming into a level of support, Of course, I'm not looking at this low here. I'm not looking at it as support, right? That's not how I look at levels like this. I look at this as like a liquidity sweep. Okay, taking out the liquidity, forming an SFP, forming a failed auction, and yeah, looking for higher prices from there, right? We have, like I said, we have previous month, that was previous month low. So yeah, there is conviction there for a trade. There's liquidity that's going to be sat there. It's the previous month low, and then if we do have a weak pullback, i.e., open interest is decreasing as prices pulling back into this level, then there's strong conviction there for a rise towards the upside. So I would, if I saw an SFP, if I saw a failed auction, right, something along those lines, then I'm looking to enter into a long trade and I'm thinking to myself, right, okay, this pullback has been pretty weak. Let's target giving all of that pullback back, take some profit there, move the stop loss to entry, let the rest of the trade ride. Okay, that's how I'm going to be viewing a trade like that. That's how I'll be viewing it. Right? And it happens time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. You see a weak pullback, you see a weak rise. The highest probability move is counter trading that move that's just happened, that weak move that's just happened. Okay, giving all of that price action back. That's exactly what I would be expecting. It happens. Okay, 80% and above the time, right? 80%, like a minimum of 80% of the time. That's like how useful it is and how trustworthy it is, and yeah, what's the word? How you can say profitable it is, okay? Because I say profitable because I don't use just that to trade, right? I use that to give me like an indication, right? You never use like just one thing to help you trade. Like the fixed range tool, it's one of the most. If I had to trade with one thing, it would be the fixed range, but still, I would never use it just on its own. It's so simple yet so effective. But yeah, that's sort of it for Ethereum. Like, yeah, no trades here really. No trades. Of course, I've got like my, these two levels. I'd be interested in as well. But yeah, we'll have to see. We're quite far away from there at this moment in time. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's pulling back. Let's go. Take a look at a smaller time frame. Yeah, it's just consolidating, right? So I'm not too interested in what traders are doing here, to be honest with you, because traders are clearly doing absolutely bugger all. So yeah, it's just patience, really, just patience. I don't know if Mo's in here. I remember he entered into a trade. I think he said he entered into it yesterday. It was from around, was it 63,400, was it? If I can remember correctly. So yeah, if you're here, Mo, then well done. You are in some nice profits as of now. As we are seeing price pull back. We are seeing the DXY pull back as well. And this is, looking at this, I'd expect Bitcoin to be pumping, but it's not. So yeah, this is why I don't really look at the DXY and even the S&P 500 that often. or like if I would never look at it, and I would never let it deter me from entering into a trade, just because I know that sometimes Bitcoin just does whatever it wants, and it doesn't, really respect the traditional markets. But I do think Bitcoin is really maturing. To be honest, of course, I wouldn't say it's a mature market yet, like um, like the Nasdaq, like the ES. It's not mature like that yet, but it is really maturing. And of course, that's kind of what we want to see. We want to see them. We want to see it mature. Um, Kind of makes it. I don't know, to be honest. Does it kind of make it easier to trade? Yeah, I'd say yeah. It does make it easier to trade as it matures, because it's affected by less things, really. I remember. Um, when was it? It was a few years ago when Elon Musk he put out a simple tweet of I think he just literally tweeted Bitcoin, and I was in a trade at that moment in time. Um, and this was 2 years ago, so I wasn't profitable at that time. But I was in a trade, really nice trade. And this was like when I was on my road to profitability. So, I wasn't extremely far away, but I was still kind of far away. And when I mean extremely far away, I was solely looking at triangle patterns, expecting a breakout to take it to the top. Yeah, that was when I was extremely far away from being profitable. This is when I was, I wasn't far off, I'd say. I wasn't far off. Yeah, another half a year, another 6 months, and then that's when I actually sat there. And I remember the day as well. I sat there and I was like, okay, I think I've got it. I think like I'd been profitable for my first ever month, like consistently profitable. Like I had an 80% win rate, and I was an 80% win rate. And I sat there and I looked at it and I was thinking, if I can do this the next month and the next month and the next month and the next month, I will never ever have to work a day in my life. And yeah, I guess the rest is history, really. But yeah, what was I talking about? So yeah, sort of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, that was it. Elon Musk tweeted something. I think he just tweeted Bitcoin, to be honest with you. And I was in a really nice trade, and then it pumped massively. And I was in. It was a long trade that I was in. It pumped massively, and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god! I'm just gonna let this ride. I'm not gonna take profit. I'm just gonna see how high this goes." Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin. Blah 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 blah. That's everything that was going around my head. And then like 10 minutes, 20 minutes after he tweeted that, zoom, price just completely dumped, took out my stop loss. Yeah, that was a bad day, to be honest with you, because I was like so excited that this trade had, or that he'd even just put something out. And that was like proof to me that, and looking back on it now, I think that back then I didn't, but looking back on it now, that's just proof that this market is not mature. That someone can just put out a tweet and the price pumps. Okay, you probably won't see that anymore. With no, I say that, but no, you would see that, to be honest with you, if any of like if Jeff Bezos tweeted Bitcoin, to be honest, it probably would pump. Um, but yeah, I think it's still far from maturity, but it's on its way there, and it's a lot more mature than it was 2 years ago. The market is. a lot more mature. And yeah, it just makes it easier to trade for the professionals, really. The people that take this market seriously, it makes it easier to trade for those people. Um, it's like meme coins. Meme coins are easy to trade, but they're not easy to trade consistently. Okay, you could trade them for a week, and that week could be really, really good. But then the next week, you could get absolutely obliterated by yeah, some unknown reason. Um, it's not really like consistent with Bitcoin. Why I love it so much is because it's so consistent, right? It respects my analysis like all the time. It just always, of course, not 100% of the time. I do take losses here and there, but the win rate on Bitcoin with the strategies that I'm using, like they're over 80%. And sometimes, it does go up to 90%. And it's just amazing to watch. And you would never ever see that trading meme coins. You would never see that trading meme coins. So that's why. And even when I used to trade the Nasdaq and the ES, the E-mini futures, um, yeah, those markets are so mature that they're just so easy to trade. Um, and then I took the switch to Bitcoin, and to be honest, I prefer it much more trading Bitcoin, just because it's 24/7, and I don't like because it's 24/7. I don't have to be at the computer at like a set time. I just set my alerts. When my alerts are set off, I come to my computer and I trade if I need to take a trade. I've got my alerts set for these highs here, right? All of these here, I have alerts set, and once those are tapped, I will come to my computer. I will check if I need to, take a trade or not. If I do decide to take a trade, I'll take the trade. Put the stop loss in, have my entry, okay, and then I'll just walk away. With the ES and like with trading the NQ, I'd have to be at my computer at a set time, and it's harder to like swing trade it. You have to kind of day trade it. Um, and yeah, I just want to put in a nice swing trade, walk away, enjoy myself, come back in 2 days, maybe a week, and see some really nice profit there. It's just a lot easier, a lot less stressful in my eyes. So yeah, that's why I've taken to Bitcoin, because the swing trades on Bitcoin are just amazing, just so amazing. And this has been like a perfect example of it as well. We can even bring up the long trade here. We have the long trade there. We shorted all-time high here. Perfect short trade. We shorted this high here. Perfect short trade. Long trade from here. Like the swing trades have just been so nice, right? We long this one here. Of course, we shorted this. We shorted this. Just look how like clean and easy it has been. And it's the same with Ethereum. I'd say Ethereum's quite mature as well. Okay. And look how easy just like the swing trades have been. It's just been so nice and simple and easy. There was a short trade from there. I didn't take it. I took that one. I didn't take that long trade. I didn't take that short trade. But yeah, it's just been so easy. Just looks so nice. It just looks so nice. And like it's consistent as well. It's not just one big trade, right? Ignoring these here. Right? It's not just one big trade, right? It's a few of them. Okay. And I haven't even taken all of them. But yeah, it's just so nice and so consistent with these big moves. Yeah, I may go back to trading like the Nasdaq, the NQ, sorry, and the ES. I probably won't, to be honest, but yeah, I just love trading Bitcoin so much. I don't know what it is. Of course, it's all going to be personal preference, and it's not like it's not like the NQ and the ES wasn't working for me. It was working for me. Um, but yeah, I just prefer Bitcoin so much more, to be honest with you. And to be honest, like it's kind of easier to profit when you're trading Bitcoin as well because the price movements fluctuate. The fluctuation of price is a lot bigger. So, of course, yeah, that's helpful as well. That's probably one of the biggest reasons, to be honest with you. But yeah, of course, we as traders, and if well, how I see it is that I want to be a trader for the next 10 years, right? I want this market to mature. I don't want um, trades that I enter into to get completely abolished by someone tweeting something so simple, or even like just such like a petty news event. Of course, with the NQ and the ES, you have all sorts of factors that can affect the price of those. All sorts of factors, um, like news factors, right? But you don't have anything petty. You don't have anything petty, such as Elon Musk tweeting NQ or ES. You don't have anything petty like that, and that's what we currently kind of have within crypto. Well, we definitely do have it in crypto, um, but with Bitcoin as well. It's faded out a lot. It's faded out a lot, but I'd say it's still there. So yeah, we just need to see the market mature more. But it is maturing. It's good. It's good, and it doesn't mean to say that you can't trade it until it is hit maturity. You're never really gonna know when it's really hit its maturity. Okay, probably, it's probably not gonna hit its peak maturity for another 10 years, but it is very, very mature at this moment in time. So, this is why I like trading it so much. Uh, but yeah, any questions? If you've got any questions, put them down below, and I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, I'll probably end the live stream soon if there are no questions, because I've got a bit of a busy evening ahead. So yeah, I need to get some things done. But yeah, again, let me know if you got any questions. I will be happy to answer any. Again, I know I've been talking a lot about open interest, and you may be wondering about what this is. This is ExoCharts. You can get it. It's hands down like one of the top three best um, tools to use within trading. It is the like Footprint in general is the best tool that you can be using, and I don't have any affiliate. I'm not linked to this at all. It just is. Okay, it just is the best. ExoCharts is really good. Of course, just search it up. I don't have any affiliate with them. Okay, I don't have any link to them. But yeah, it's about $30 a month for just the web one. I pay $50 because I like the desktop one. The desktop one's a lot better. But yeah, if you don't want to pay anything, then head over to coinalyze.net. I was talking about this in the stream yesterday, and just going through that. But yeah, coinalyze.net is just like a free version of it. Of course, you don't get the footprint. You don't get the footprint that you get here. You don't get all the footprint bar statistics, but yeah, it gives you a good understanding of when you see a good rise or a good pullback. You can see here, this was an example I was saying yesterday. This is a weak pullback here. Okay, price is pulling back. Open interest is decreasing. What happened? Price gave all of that pullback back. Okay, because it was a weak pullback, right? and you can go through and just see the mass amount of examples that are there. I can see something's come through. There are some YouTubers who build building a long trade by just adding to their positions when BTC goes lower. What do you think about that? Yeah, that's if that's their style of trading, then of course, averaging into a trade, laddering into a trade as it's called. Yeah, of course, that's um, a valid way to do it. But if you're doing it like that, then you have to remember that this is well, first of all, you have to have an invalidation. Okay, you have to have a line in the sand that you're saying, right, I'm longing and longing and longing and longing as price goes down. But what happens if price goes down to 40,000? Okay, 30,000. You have to have a line in the sand where you say, okay, I'm going to buy until this level. For example, of course, this is not financial advice, but for example, maybe $51,700. That's a key level for me. So, if I was looking to trade like this, I'd say, right, I'm going to take long trades at certain levels until price gets to $51,700, where from there, I'm not going to take any more long trades, okay, or add to the long trade. Okay, so I'm not going to add to the long trade, and then I'm going to have my stop loss at 50,000. Okay, but again, you have to. Of course, this is just an example. I don't know capital you're using. I don't know leverage you're using. So this is just an example. But yeah, you always need to have a line in the sand. Your invalidation of where if price comes down and breaks this level, okay, or price comes down to this level, we're probably not going to see price come to all-time high in this cycle. When maybe we're going to be in another bear market. Okay, who knows, right? So I'm not saying that I think that. Okay, yes, there's a possibility it could happen. Okay, but you have to always factor in that risk management. Okay, because if you're gonna, yeah, if you're gonna spot buy, okay, if you're going to spot buy, then it's okay to not put a stop loss in or anything, okay? Because you're spot buying, okay? If you're just going to buy all the way down to the bottom of the bear market, wait for price to come up, okay? Then that's fine. But because what you've said here is long trade, right? That is entering into a leveraged long trade. That's what I'm thinking, right? So if you're entering into a long trade, that's when you have to consider, right, I could really screw up here if price does re-enter into a bear market. I could really screw up here. So I have to apply proper risk management. I have to have a line in the sand where if price comes to this level and below this level, then I need to be out of the trade because we're most likely going to be seeing much, much lower prices. In my opinion, I'd never ever trade like this. Um, I'd spot buy like that, and that's exactly what I do within a bear market. When we're in a bear market, I'm just buy, okay, until we're at the bottom, okay? But that's my HODL portfolio. I'd never, ever, ever do that in my trading portfolio. That's not how I trade. Of course, there are different styles of trading. That's not my style of trading. And yeah, you just have to apply proper risk management. But yeah, it's not a bad way to trade. But again, you just have to make sure you apply proper risk management. It's like with any trading style, you have to apply proper risk management. Um, and then of course, you need to have reasonings for entering into your long trades as well. You can't just enter into a long trade because we're in a bull market and we're expecting all-time high. If you're thinking about it like that, then you're most definitely going to take a loss on that trade. What you need to look at, okay, is your levels, right? If I'm looking at entering into a large trade, okay, as price is pulling back, let's say, price is pulling back and I'm looking to take a big trade because I understand we're in a bull market. And there is still a high possibility that we come and take all-time high out. Okay, this is a very small pullback in comparison to where we really are, which is in a mega bull market at this moment in time. Okay, I'm going to be looking for long trades as price pulls back. That's exactly what I'm doing at this moment in time. As price is pulling back, like here, I entered into a long trade here because I understand prices in a bull market. Yes, I'm going to take profit on that, but I'm going to leave some capital in the trade. So if it does go higher, okay, I can capitalize on that. But then if we're looking at here, so I have this is a major level for me at 51,750. Okay, I've talked about it a lot. We have a POC from this range back here. Okay, POC from that range back there, and we have a monthly naked point of control at the level. This for me is a major level that I'm looking to take a long trade from. Okay, that's where I'm looking to take a huge long trade from. If I do see, of course, I'm not just going to take a long trade if price comes down here. I want to see the bullish confirmation, bullish confluence, bullish reaction. Okay, but if I see a bullish confluence, if I see a bullish reaction, if I see the bullish confirmation, then I will take the long trade from there because and I have reasoning for taking a long trade there. I have reasoning for taking a long trade there. So make sure that you have reasoning and you're not just wildly entering into a long trade. Okay. I also understand, right, that let's get rid of that. I also understand that this is kind of a line in the sand for me, $51,700. If we break that and we don't look bullish there, then I'm actually looking down to $43,000. It's a pretty big move down, to be honest with you. And from there, right, I'm looking for a long trade down there, to be honest, as well. Okay, but then $43,000 is my real line in the sand. Okay, like my real line of the sand. If we break below that, then there's not really much hope, I don't think, to be honest with you. Of course, we need to break down bearishly. If we break down bullishly, there is still a possibility that we form a failed auction, okay, and then we see higher prices. We need to break down bearishly, and that's my line in the sand there when I'm thinking, right, there's not really much hope here for Bitcoin. So, yeah, $43,000 is kind of my line in the sand. But if I was looking to take that strategy of laddering in, so taking long trades as price is coming back, you have to think, right, that's a very long way down. Okay, a very long way down. So you have to manage your risk management correctly. It's not a bad way to do it. But yeah, I personally would never ever trade like that. So yeah. So that's sort of my opinion. I would never trade like that, but it's not a bad way to do it. Personally, I use that laddering in strategy for spot buy. Okay, just spot buying rather than leverage. With leverage, you need to make sure you have your risk management in check. Otherwise, that's it. Okay, if you don't have your risk management in check, that's it. Your account's blown before it's even blown. But then when you're spot buying, yeah, it's okay. Okay, even if you bought all-time high, it's like, right, yeah, it's a bit rubbish. Maybe you go through a whole bear market, but eventually we're gonna go back up to all-time high. So yeah, I'd only ever use that strategy in spot buying. But yeah, I hope that answered your question. Any more questions, let me know. I'll probably end the live stream soon, just because I know I've got quite a lot of things to do. But yeah, any more questions before I go, I'll be happy to answer them. Almost been an hour. But yeah, I'm kind of liking this now. This descending parallel channel. It has been respected really nicely. Really, like even before we entered it, like perfect resistance here. Look at it. Rejection, then the reclaim of it, right? It's just been so perfect. But yeah, again, right. So yeah, if there are no more questions, so my bias again, still, I'm favoring the move towards the downside, right? I am favoring the move towards the downside. but I could be taking a long trade here. I could be taking a long trade here. I don't know as of yet. I need to wait and see what price action does at either one of those levels. Okay, but those are my two levels that I'm looking to take a long trade from. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Remain patient, wait for the levels. Of course, I will be active in the Discord, okay, if and when I take any trades. If you want access to that, first link in the description. We have a free trial running at the moment to make sure you take advantage of that. If not, if you've already used a free trial, you like what you see, of course, we have the monthly subscription as well. So yeah, get yourself over there. Trying to build a nice community there of traders, and yeah, just sort of share all of the trades that I'm taking, share my strategies as well. I'm hoping to, get a load of my strategies out there onto the website as soon as possible. That's my job after this live stream ends. But yeah, that takes a lot of time. So yeah, if there are no more questions, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you are new. Smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next live stream. See you later.